all over, I thought there were really cool angles, which leads us to the coolest angle of the night. It's not Andrade's return. Of course, at the end of the TNT title match between Kyle Fletcher and Orange Cassidy, I was sitting there thinking, like, how are they? The Orange Cassidy's a big deal. He just came back. He's getting a title shot now. I'm like, okay, maybe this is the 6th anniversary. They're going to do a title change here, and Kyle Fletcher will advance up the ladder a little bit. You know how they do that sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
But towards the finish of the match, hologram comes out. But eagle-eyed viewers who watch Collision like me will know that all these video packages for CLON, where he's wearing the black tights with the red trim, but this guy's got the hologram mask on with the bright green and a hologram jacket, but he looks a little bit off. So he comes down, and he's like, oh, he's going to be cheering on his guy in the conglomeration, Orange Cassidy. So he gets up on the apron, he shoves Orange Cassidy while the ref's not paying attention. That allows Kyle Fletcher to pick up the win. Hologram lays into Orange Cassidy. They're like, what is this guy doing? Why is Hologram turned on him?
Excalibur was going overboard on that because it was clear as day it was not Hologram.
So I will say this, and I texted you this last night. When wrestling enters territory where it's so over the top, hokey and corny and cheesy and like kind of poorly done in terms of the production, I love it. I'm about it. This was so like, dude, the second he comes out, I'm like, oh, fuck, Clone's here.
Yeah.
And the fact that the guys that are getting paid to pay so close attention to this stuff are like, oh, what's Hologram doing out here? And then when finally the reveal happens, he goes up the top, rips off his shirt, and finally Excalibur in his worst, just over the top, is like, oh, it's Hologram Clone. It's Hologram Clone. And they start doing the cheesy light flicker thing to show that it's him. Yeah. But it kind of doesn't fit because the rest of the Callis family are out there. And
Kyle
Fletcher's music is still playing.
Because they put like the glitches in too when the lights would do the thing.
It was a clusterfuck of production. But that's what made it so good for me because I'm like, this is the kind of bullshit. A clone storyline? I don't know that besides that one episode of Black Mirror where they made the bathtub clone.
Yeah.
Clone storylines usually, I'm trying to think of like a good one. Of course, there was the epic clone Spider-Man storyline, which is known as one of the worst. No, that's different. It's one of the worst storylines in comic book history when Ben Reilly shows up and they had to retcon the shit out of that by the time it was done because it was so bad. Thomas Riker, of course, transporter accident. Yeah. Really, it's not actually a clone. It's a transporter accident, but there was a second William Riker from Next Generation. Epically bad. So bad. What good clone what good clone stuff is really can you think of any good clone stories? Oh, Blade Runner.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're oh wait, no, they weren't clones.
No,
they were replicants. They were
replicants.
robots.
They were robots. Yeah, they weren't clones.
My bad. Yeah.
I mean the Clone War Star Wars movies weren't good, but some of the animated stuff was good.
I've heard good things about that.
I mean, of course, who could forget?
Didn't they just sort of clone one guy though?
Yeah, they did.
Jango Fett.
Yeah. Multiplicity, of course, a classic about cloning.
Oh, see, when you run it into a Michael Keaton movie, then yeah, you get some success there. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve. So, like, my question, I guess, is within the lore of AEW, this clone, but he's got different tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that? Like, when did this clone happen? Like, when did they clone?
Well,
this
I guess the question is this a literal clone, or
clearly it's his name,
figurative clone?
Well, they had like a whole like his. I know you're not a Collision cowboy like me, because on the
you've watched Collision once, like in the last month. I don't know why you're calling yourself a Collision cowboy.
Bang, bang. Collision cowboy right here, baby.
My word.
On the video packages, which they also air on Dynamite, one of them. There's like a bunch of code and stuff. So I think that they're like actually resequencing DNA. This is a real clone situation.
All right, I guess you could think that.
Like, when did this happen? Like, is this a recent or at birth?
Well, this is the backstory that needs to be explored on the show, and then maybe you get some of these answers. Maybe it's a situation where several years ago the cloning happened. Since then, Clone's gone on his own path. And now
should do this.
It's been brought into AEW by Don Callis to take out Hologram.
Hologram shows up at the Hall of Justice. Mr. Terrific, can you please explain to me when this clone was made and with what? Terrific says, clearly your seed was used here. Really? Not my hair or like skin? No, your seed. He's like, how'd they do that? And then that's a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It's a one-page story.
I guess so.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, Clown says a clone wouldn't have the same tattoos. You're not born with tattoos.
Yeah.
Which I'd got to find the science on that because I don't know.
Well, that's what I was saying. Maybe this is something that was done a while ago. Maybe there's a situation where the cloning was done. Clone was not aware until recently that he was a clone of Hologram. And so Clone was just out living his own life.
That's good. Yeah.
And then Don Callis says, hey, by the way, you're a clone.
Yeah.
Of Hologram. Look at all the success Hologram is having. You should be having that success.
Maybe Callis went, to Mexico or something like that, found some Lucha Libre promotion, found a guy who resembled, has the same style, kind of body type as Hologram, and presented some fake science evidence to suggest that he's a clone of Hologram. And he's like, this guy's out living your life on cable television in Estados Unidos. Shouldn't you come and reclaim your life?
It'd be wild if we found out during the story that Hologram is actually the clone.
Oh, fuck! God damn! Ah! Wow.